Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your November 2017 reading. How was that combative October for you? I know that what I was seeing in the reading last month was a lot of tension and intensity, calling something up about your experience and about the way you're experiencing the world, and the people around you kind of calling you to something, awakening something in you, right? So I'm thinking this past October was really intense for you guys. Before I get started, I am wearing this amazing crown by Pink LUNE, and of course, my quartz, my Herkimers, the whole thing. She's making amazing things, all handmade by her. She runs the show. She is the one person making it. Everything is unique. There is no two items that are the same. None. So keep that in mind. And her shop is going to be on vacation for the first little bit of November, but by mid-November, it's going to be up and running and going strong. So check her out. And thank you so much for your comments about continued materials that I'm going to put on the website and on YouTube. I am really excited to produce more content that will continue the discussion throughout the month. So I'm looking forward to that. Now I'm doing really intuitive readings because getting back to kind of that combative energy that I was talking about with you guys, the thing with October, it was harsh. It was harsh. It was meant to be there to wake us all up. And Aquarians, I think you got a really very real awakening in that process. So November has a little bit of a softer energy to it. And because of that, I didn't write a note before I started with you guys. I didn't start getting into that because I wanted to flow with the energy. I wanted to flow with what was coming through right here, right now in the present moment. So what I'm just going to do is go over a couple important dates while I'm shuffling your cards. And just a few fun astrological things to think about. So we have the Taurus full moon on November 4th, and that is going to be in your 4th house. So 4th house, home, family, your core, your center. So you're going to be getting highlighted on that most tender and intimate side of yourself, the moon side of yourself, right? The moon is in kind of your moon house. So there's going to be a highlight there as to what you need to adjust when it comes to that tender, intimate interior space, your home, right? So that's something to keep in mind. And then we have the new moon in Scorpio on November 18th, and that's in your 10th house of who you are, what you're doing in this world. So you've got to plant the seeds of intention very carefully as far as how you're wanting to expend your energy in the external world. So we have, on the one hand, your very internal world is being illuminated, and your external world is asking you to plant very careful seeds. And I think for you guys, it is that balancing out of your personal private life and your external worlds, right? We all strive for that, but that seems to be a big theme for you in November, just speaking of astrology. Not only that, but before that full moon starts, just a little bit before, Uranus and Venus are going to oppose each other. So they're going to be in this little bit of a face-off that's saying we need to think about how we are loving and what we need to change, what we need to shift, what we need to shake up, and that's your ruling planet. Uranus is working against that Venus, so you are going to be asked to look at how you love, as usual, you guys. For some of you, that's not a problem at all. For some of you, you've already fought that battle, you've figured it out. So let's see what we have in the cards here, though. And I'm really curious to see what we have coming up after such an intense month, right? Okay, you guys. Let's look at these first 4 cards, because they really establish the energy and the themes that are coming up for you. Right out of the gate this month. We have the Sun, the 4 of Cups, the 8 of Cups, and the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, okay, so let's talk through this. So it's interesting to start with the Sun, you guys. I really like that for you, and I think what it makes me think about is, you know how October was kind of this intensive calling out, truth coming up, everything kind of coming to the surface, having to face up to it, having to work through it, having to really be there in it. The Sun is that kind of illuminated, creative clarity of space. So what I'm already getting for you guys is that you, after being in that embattled position in October, it's kind of like coming back out into daylight again and just kind of seeing where you are and knowing where you are and sensing where you are and knowing exactly where you need to shift and in knowing exactly where you need to make adjustments, right? So this is fantastic energy, and I really like this for you guys because you guys normally are quite clear about what you need and want and value, right? So to be in a place of foment like that can sometimes feel really alarming. And what I'm seeing here, you guys, is this this adjustment process right here. And this, I think, speaks a lot to this full moon that's coming up and what that's bringing up and what that's illuminating, right? And there's kind of a dual thing going on here with this. So on the one hand, we have this Four of Cups, right? And the Four of Cups is about the fact that you think things should be one way. This is all emotional stuff right here. You think things should be one way. So you're getting frustrated because you're looking at all this over here and it seems like things aren't moving the way that you want them to or you think they should be moving. But there's this beautiful thing happening here. So whenever I see this energy, it is a thing of you need to be a little bit patient with yourself and with others and with situation. Also, it is asking you to revise your vision a little bit. It's kind of like if you are on a scavenger hunt and you're being asked to look for a pineapple and you keep looking for an orange, right? You're not gonna, it's like somebody asking you to look for a pineapple when it's really an orange. I don't know. That's a terrible metaphor and I'm losing my train of thought. I think you get what I mean. There's something going on here that's trying to gift you with something beautiful, but sometimes it's hard for us to see it, right? Because we think, here's what I'm getting with this. You know how sometimes things are changing in life. Things are getting shifted. Maybe opportunities are getting taken away or a process is going a weird way or things are getting stripped and it doesn't feel good and you're like, why is everything conspiring to make me feel so uncomfortable? And it's because when you really look at it, it's like, oh, it's trying to get me to push harder in this other direction. It's trying to get me to open up a new door. And here it is, right? The Eight of Cups is like, we're leaving behind this old way of doing emotions. This is no longer serving us. And this is a big pattern, you guys, whatever this is. And this really can be the way you do work. It can be the way you do work. Absolutely. It can be the way you put pressure on yourself to be the best and to be clear and conscious. It can also be the way you've done relationships or intimate relationships. Once again, that full moon is going to be illuminating how you let people into your intimate interior. You're being asked to walk away from that and you're being asked to look at it with fresh eyes. But the thing is, I think it's going to be easy for you because the sun is saying that you kind of see the shift and you see exactly what it needs to be and you do it. And in doing that, it's releasing this energy here with the Eight of Pentacles, which is about being successful at the craft that you do in the world and feeling that you can get more done. So what I'm seeing here is that this is emotional stuff right here, you guys. This is emotional. This is deeply tied to how you feel, how you're experiencing the world. And whatever has been kind of blocking you for a couple months now has been released, and it's allowing you to get more done, actually, and to do more of what's aligning with your soul at a very spiritual level. So that's fantastic, you guys. Eight of Pentacles is a fantastic card because it is about success in work. It's about getting things done. It's about being very good at your craft, knowing where you're going with it, and getting a lot done. So I love that. So, I mean, big process going on right there, but relatively peaceful and relatively about your own internal process rather than it being about other people coming at you, telling you what you need to change. This is you being very clear and feeling very strong and confident in who and what you are and where you're going. Now, there's a bigger kind of metamorphosis going on here in the larger spectrum of your life, and I'm getting my head wrapped around it because let's just look at the next three cards that came out together. And this is as we get into the middle of the month. I think you're going to start to be noticing these big themes. We have the Ace of Cups, we have the High Priestess, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. You guys, there's something about releasing that blockage like I was talking about at the beginning here. Something has been blocked for a long time with you guys. Some little key. It's like you found a key. Almost that sun shining with this Scorpio energy coming in, shining this light. it's like you found this key that just unlocks this little door and allows a free flow of energy. I swear, it's nuts, you guys. I mean, this is the kind of thing where you have a whole bunch of intense dreams and you wake up from them and suddenly you've processed something and you're free and clear of it. It's that kind of energy, and it's unleashing this beautiful metamorphosis right here. And this is huge. This is soul evolution stuff, you guys. This is not small fry at all. This isn't about just like, you know, having good conversations with friends and then, you know, getting a new toaster. I don't know. This is about the stuff of life, your ability to be present in it, your ability to enjoy it, and your ability to engage with it at a level that I think sometimes you guys feel that you're not allowed to, because the world around you sometimes doesn't make any sense. Being these beautiful aliens that you are, it can sometimes feel isolating, like you can't be present in the world as it is. This energy right here is telling me that you can. Because something's clicked for you as far as how you want to process things, as far as how you want to live in the world. Something's making sense. And that shift that I saw right away this month is freeing up so much energy for you guys. It's like I can almost feel you guys breathing freer than you have in a long time, and not feeling so analytical, because we have the Ace of Cups right here, right? Fresh starts, you guys. This is emotional fulfillment, I have to say. And that could look very different for each of you. Maybe it's that you've come to the peace with the fact that you don't want to be with anybody for a little while. You know, it could be that you just feel free of that pressure, and that you can just be who you are and be what you are and do the work that you're doing in the world, be with the friends that you have in the world. But this is also about fresh renewal for those with love, or fresh renewal with friendships, or fresh flowing energy when it comes to the way you commune on the emotional level. It's beautiful energy, you guys, and it's highly informed by this intuitive process going on here. This kind of intuitive knowing about like where to put your foot next. Like, I know you guys have been in the fog on the emotional train for a while, just about how to connect with the world. This is that kind of thing where it's easy. You just know what the next right thing is and you just put your foot forward and you go. And it's easy and it's done and it's clear. It's wonderful, you guys. The High Priestess is all about the downloads and about flowing with the stream. Flowing with it. So easy. There's an ease to this energy right here. And not only that, we have the Wheel of Fortune, opportunity. And this is going back to, for me, it goes back to this Eight of Cups, right? Like, the Eight of Cups for me is, you know, when you just know it's time to leave a job or a relationship or a house or a city, any of those things. It's just, you just know. It's time. I have to go. Even if it takes a couple months to get all the things aligned, you just know it's time to go. The Wheel of Fortune is kind of like the actual shift, the actual clicking of the gears into this new thing, into this new pasture land. And you guys are just being ushered into a new phase in your life. One that is not about the challenging aspect. It's almost like you guys graduated from something in October with that gridlock, with that intensity that I was feeling from the people around you, right? It's like that did something. It sparked something. It pushed on something that needed to be pushed on so that it could break open. And what I'm seeing here in this month, you guys, is your freedom on your soul level, on your path level, on what you're doing in the world. And in that release, you're letting people in, you're letting yourself be shared. There's a blockage, there's a wall, there's a dam that has just been broken down, you guys. This is beautiful stuff. And it's really natural, and it's going to feel very good for you. So it's nothing that you have to push on. It's nothing that you have to consciously be like, okay, I'm gonna start being emotionally connected and doing things the way. No, it's just this natural progression for you guys. And it's fascinating because we have the Hermit and we have the Ten of Cups next, you guys. Now, this is really interesting. It kind of goes back to what I was saying about that full moon and that new moon. The Hermit to me is kind of that new moon. Plant your seeds of intentions. How do you want to go about your day-to-day life and what you do in the world? How do you want to implement what you're working on, what you're focusing on, how you're putting your soul out into the world, right? The Hermit is all about the little things we do in order to make things happen. It's all about the internal introspection, right? And illuminating that and bringing it forward in practical ways. And this Ten of Cups is like the full moon, highlighting your home and your family and who you want to see your interior. Who do you want to share that huge, beautiful heart you guys have? Because it's enormous. Aquarians, you guys are some of the most lovely people, and your hearts are just huge. Anybody who really knows Aquarians knows that that's the case, which is part of the reason why you guys a lot of times have walls and dams and all of that, because you've got to protect that. You've got to protect that. As somebody with such a brilliant intellect, you've got to protect it, right? It only makes sense. But here's the flow again, you guys. You're totally allowed to unlock through this internal portal, this internal shift that you are doing because you feel it and it feels natural. It's opening up an entire world for you. It's really opening up your energy. And it's there's not conflict this month. This isn't about having strife or struggle. This is about being supported. With your, first of all, you're supporting yourself. You feel the support from yourself. You feel a symbiosis between your inner being and your external expression. And not only that, but the energies here, especially when I see that 10 of Cups, are very supportive of you. There are people around you that will hold you in this and welcome you, and it will be easy. Now, the final card is the 4 of Swords. And this is a little funny, actually, to have at the end of this reading, because this is a card of culmination and rest. It's a quiet, introspective, internal card. It's about taking a pause. So when I see this at the end like this, it's kind of a funny thing. I think what I kind of get from it is that there is the ease of energy flow. There is the opening. There is the allowing of some big piece of yourself to click into place and for it to feel really good and to come out of the fog and to feel clear and to know what you need to adjust and to get all that work done. And even though there is the ease with it, and even though it is beautiful and it is what you need and it is what you want, it takes energy still. And coming through a big transformation, the last 2 or 3 months have kind of been their own little mini cycle that's been helping kind of usher you into this new phase. You just have to take it in. And for some of you, this might even be that, yes, you want to open up this new door. We do have the Ace of Cups. We do have the 10 of Cups, these energies that are all, and the Wheel of Fortune, and the 8 of Cups, and the 8 of Pentacles, and the Sun. These are all about shifting into some new pastures, right? Some of you might even, it may not finish out this month. You may start to open a door, start to open a process, start to open up a new opportunity, relationship, project, mental space, daily habit. Really, for each of you, this is really going to be different. You're opening something up new, big, huge, something that you didn't allow yourself before. That's something I'm going to say about this with you, Aquarians. You, for some reason, didn't allow yourself to have something. And this month, you're allowing yourself to have it. Well, guess what? You got to give yourself a pause to allow that to sink in. And like I said, for some of you, this might just be the beginning of yourself allowing yourself to have it. And as we get into December, that process continues. So something to keep in mind, if you do feel a little bit tired by the end of the month because you've been doing so much amazing intuitive work, the thing with this month, you guys, is there's a lot of water energy and earth energy, but a lot of water energy. And water energy is this really intuitive flowing thing. It works very different than air. And since that's not your natural mode, as a conduit, as that Uranus element of electricity, right? That's where you reside. The water isn't always homey for you. So it will take energy to swim in those waters. So it's not surprising to me that there is a culminating energy at the end of this. Now, I want to look at the bottom of my deck because I'm just curious what it is. Oh man, it's the 10 of Swords, you guys. So here's the other side, and sorry about the train noise. They're just on a roll tonight. But here's the 10 of Swords. And here's that exhaustion, right? So 2 ways to kind of think about how the end of this month might feel. Think more in terms of this rest and culmination. The 10 of Swords is a little harsh. It's a little bit of the burnout. And some of you might be feeling that as well. So just keep in mind, be patient with yourselves. You're doing some huge work here, you guys, but I see beautiful things and a lot more of flow. Like I said, so much more flow, so much less combativeness, a lot more warmth and ease coming into the November. And that's what I was saying about the energy this month. It's about love, and it's about cradling people very gently and carefully and warm, and helping usher all of us into higher consciousness, into a better place, into bigger, fuller, more open hearts. And so we're all kind of getting a little bit of that. Everybody, all the signs are getting some infusion of this, and I think you guys are going to benefit from it in a really beautiful way. I love you all so much, really, truly, Aquarians. I'm going to leave my website, my email, and my Instagram in the description box. Please check me out. I do pre-recorded readings, Skype readings, phone readings. I definitely love doing one-on-one readings with Aquarians. We have an amazing time. I'm also going to leave Pink LUNE's info because she's giving you guys 15% off still, and it's such a great deal. And like I said, her store is amazing. Back open on the 15th, or in the middle of the month. You should just check back with her, and I will leave all of that in the description box as well. I'm going to see you guys in December with more stuff happening. I'm excited for this month. I wish you all the best on this journey. Sending all my love. Talk to you soon. Mwah.